YouTube, the Blob here, and welcome to a 9th Age battle report, 4,500 points, High Elves versus Vampire counts. The setup was refused flank, and secure objective was the secondary. So this is game 2 of a 3-game tournament put on by Waldorf of Waldorf and Statler from Wargaming at the Balcony. And I drew Highborn Elves and an opponent I'd never played before, ever. And I was kind of hoping to play someone at this little shindig that I'd never played before, and I got lucky. Just like I got lucky in game 1 with a win. So here's setup, and essentially my opponent was sort of dropping 1 or 2 units at a time, just trying to feel me out. And so I just threw everything down eventually, and it looks like this. So Spirit Hosts, Vampire Knights, 46 skeletons with my General BSB and extra Vampire in there. Ghouls up front there, Bats in the back. Spectral Hunters, 7 Ghasts with a champion. The banner's not really there. It's just part of the Ogre box set that I bought and set up, man. I just like using Ogres as Ghasts. Corpse cart in the back there, and 21 zombies just towing the lake. Wasn't really worried about the lake because I didn't think I would be in there very long for combat, or if I was in there for any particular reason, I wouldn't need to care about steadfast. So, like, if the zombies are in there, whoever's fighting them is going to kill so many, steadfast won't matter anyway. Right? Right. And you can sort of see my opponent's deployment, but we'll get into another shot here. So, just off camera to the left is a bolt thrower, lion chariot, reavers. On the hill back there are sisters. Not Sisters of the Thorn, but the Highborn equivalent. Magic arrow shots, flaming. I think flaming. Prince in a sky sloop chariot with the bolt thrower. Big unit of citizen spearmen behind this fence. Eagle, another bolt thrower tucked in between the eagle and the sky sloop back there at the edge of the table. Knights of Rima, this cavalry unit up front. Right behind them is a nice hefty unit of sword masters. Silver helms, it's 3x2, so 6 silver helms there, and then more reavers. And there's an overall setup of the board after not vanguards, but basically beginning moves. So I'm going to get turn 1 here, and when he sort of set up spread out, I don't know, I just felt comfortable. I felt like I could anchor the right and sweep with the left, and even though the cavalry might have to tow that field a little bit, the ghost unit won't care. The spectral hunters won't care, is what I mean. So I'm looking to just swing across his left, eat the bolt thrower on my left, his right, and do my thing. So there's magic. 7, 8 zombies go up there, and Touch of the Reaper goes off on this chariot. I forgot to mention spells. I always forget to mention something. The Necromancer on the corpse cart had Ancestral Aid and Touch of the Reaper, and my general had Whispers. Yeah, Whispers of the Veil. And the Highborn Elf player had Quicksilver Lash, Word of Iron, and Corruption of Tin. So, yeah, Touch of the Reaper on this lion chariot, and that isn't 1 wound, that's 1 wound left. So I got real lucky there, it was just a real good spell. And we go to bottom of 1, and he throws the lion chariot into the ghouls, sort of shifts his fast cav around. There you go, cavalry moves up on his right there, and his eagle sort of comes over behind the Knights of Rima. And you can see his reavers have officially turned my right flank. Zombies just too busy attracted to the shiny armor on the Knights of Remus to pay any attention to these reavers here. I don't like how close the Reavers are to my corpse cart, though. I really, really don't like that because I think even Reavers with good dice and good luck charging the flank of a corpse cart could kill it. There's a close-up of his chariot in the ghouls. Shooting his prince on the sky sloop kills one of my vampire knights with his bolt thrower. That was crappy. The sisters, I want to say the women archers up on the hillside with their magic arrows put 2 wounds into my phantom hosts. And then the ghouls are cut in half by bolt thrower fire. Top of 2. My opponent, I guess, was hesitant to get the Reavers to a better spot, so ghosts go in. I'm very happy with this. He can't flee, or he goes off the table, and if he breaks from combat, he goes off the table anyway. So I'm more than happy to have this fight, especially with all the shooting going on. And other movement just sort of looks like this. Ghouls are way up there now, and just to the left of the ghouls, you can kind of see what looks like a little gray tombstone-y thing. That's the objective I put down for the secondary. And then there's like an orc shaman hut all the way to the right in this photo. And there's like a small gray pillar sitting next to it, and that's the objective my opponent put down. But yeah, you can kind of see, again, I'm not paying attention to the Reavers. Zombies just sort of angled. Ghasts move so that, you know, the water isn't an issue now. And then the rest of us just sort of move up. Bats. My knights and his prince on a sky sloop are sort of doing a standoff. He doesn't want to send the sky sloop into the block of skeleton spearmen with my characters in it. And I don't want him charging my knights, because I think if he charges my knights, he kills them. I can't remember, but he might have the Spear of the Blazing Dawn and some other great stuff. And yeah, I want no part of that. So bats, I threw the bats up there just to see if he'd take the bait. If he takes the bait, tries to overrun, maybe I get lucky. Who knows? But overall movement just looks like this. I don't expect to get charges for the most part. The way my army's built, I expect to be charged no matter what, and believe me, Highborn Elves are not a different story. Off camera, here's a better shot of this. So, with the ghosts into the Reavers, I was able to march move still with the Spectral Hunters. So I lined up at the board edge and reformed to hit this bolt thrower. And I was real happy about this. I felt this was a fairly comfortable charge. In combat, Reavers gone, ghosts reform to face like this. I wanted the bolt thrower and some other potentials in my front, which is why I reformed like this. Bottom of 2, my opponent sends in all his cav units into the zombies. Couple of dangerous terrain tests here and there. I want to say a Reaver got killed by dangerous terrain. The unit hitting me in the flank, there's only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4? So I want to say the model missing on the end there didn't make it over the wall into the zombies. So pretty much what? Bye-bye zombies. But all his calves going to be facing the wrong way for a hot minute. So I'm good with that. There's a close-up. In shooting, the sisters on the hill with their magic shot rain down their arrows, and 3 of 5 of the Spectral Hunters are down. So, not a big fan. Not a big fan of that. And that's when my opponent looks at me with a smile, and this was a great opponent, by the way. This guy had a great time, and we had a great time. But that's when he looks at me, and instead of shooting that bolt thrower you see in the background, he moved it. He moved it away from me to lengthen my charge distance. Why I oughta. Nope, not much else for shooting. I think he might have put a wound on a knight. Maybe. In combat, zombies. A Reaver goes down, so now there's only 3. And if you look back behind the combat, the zombies actually killed a Dragon Prince, or a Knight of Rima, if you will. So, success, baby. If you can kill a Knight of Rima with a zombie, success. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 zombies down. But we're still good. We're still good. Top of 3. All the way to the left, off camera, my Spectral Hunters. I don't think I can make the charge on his bolt thrower, so I don't declare it. The Phantom Hosts don't have a charge in anything, so I don't declare it. But because he brought his Eagle up, along with his Sword Masters and whatnot, I got to eat the Eagle. So Spear Unit into the Eagle. I know I'm going to get charged at the bottom of 3 by a whole bunch of stuff, but no big deal. And also Ghasts into the flank of the Knights of Rima. And I must have missed some shots here because you can see significantly less zombies at this point. Yeah, there's the rest of the moves. You can see everybody just sort of moving up. The problem is I can't march move all the way on my left flank. So the Elven Bolt Thrower and the Sisters on the Hill aren't jeopardized yet. And I didn't want to send the ghouls into the Sisters because I thought I would just lose that fight, and that objective is right there, and I want that objective. So I just sort of pushed out of charge arc of the Prince on the Sky Sloop. I also threw my bats up in front of the Citizen Spears to see if I couldn't make their charge overrun too long. And Ghasts made it in the flank of the Knights of Rima. You can see, again, my Vampire Knights just squaring off with that Sky Sloop Prince. This might have been a big mistake on my part. Some of you might be screaming right now as you're looking at this, for the love of God, man, you know, do something else. But I don't know. Corpse Cart turns to face. I thought about charging across the lake into the Reavers, but that just seemed insane. Plus, it's a zombie fight, you know. I didn't even know if I want to send the Ghasts in there, but Knights of Rima in the flank, they're worth a lot of points. There's a close-up shot of us attacking the Eagle. There's Ghasts going in against the zombies. Going in to help the zombies against the Knights of Rima, the Lancers, and the Illyrian Reavers. So, magic. I was able to grow some zombies. I was able to make a new unit of zombies and put them chaff between the Ghasts and the Sword Masters. This was just silly. I could have done any number of things, and this was silly because this serves no purpose. He's just going to hit him, kill him, overrun, hit my flank anyway, and fight a second round of combat. But there you go. You can see in that combat with the Knights of Rima, there's only 2 left, and I have 2 wounds on me. And I want to say the bottom of 3, Citizen Spears into the bats, Sword Masters into the zombie chaff so that they can overrun. You know, I could have put the zombie chaff maybe in front of the Citizen Spears so they'd hit 2 units of chaff on their way in. Couldn't get to me yet. I don't know. There's that. And there's the Sword Masters hitting the zombies. More shooting at my Spectral Hunters, and they're all gone. And more shooting at my ghouls, but only 1 gone. And shooting at the Corpse Cart, 2 wounds. In combat, the Citizen Spears easily chomp on the bats and overrun into my skeletons. Sword Masters eat their zombies, overrun into the Ghasts, and the fight goes on. My Ghasts get chewed up by the Sword Masters, take down a handful, eat another Knight of Rima, and the zombies are gone. So I'm definitely going to lose that fight. I'm going to lose the Ghasts. And my main block is tied up with Citizen Spears right now. Not feeling super hot about this, to tell you the truth. Top of the next turn, I send Spirit Hosts into that Bolt Thrower. Revenge, baby. Revenge. Ghouls just sort of shuffle around again to avoid Mr. Sky Sloop. And everything's frozen in place. It's a slugfest now. There's that. In Magic, I'm able to get lightning reflexes up here and there. In combat, I take down the bolt thrower and overrun to there. Maybe reform. Yeah, reform to there. So now I'm at least threatening the sisters. They need to turn to face. I don't know what would happen if I went into combat with them. But maybe if I did that, I could win. Hard to say. Combat over here. All that's left is my champion and pop. But believe it or not, the destruction of the... because the Lancers and the Reavers were not in combat, the destruction of the Knights of Rima made them panic. Reavers did not panic. Yeah, did not panic, but the Lancers did. Ran through the Orc Shaman hut, and when they did, it actually killed the entire unit. So, score there. And Swordmaster's turn to face this combat. There aren't a ton left, but there's enough. There's what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. The combat with the Citizen Spears goes okay. Bottom of the turn, my opponent throws a Sky Sloop in, and we're running out of time here, so he's really interested in trying to grab points off me. Sky Sloop goes in, and his Swordmasters go in to sort of augment the Citizen Spears, and it just becomes a slugfest. And you can see the blue gem there on my unit's lightning reflexes, and then there's like a little bag of gold there. That's -1 to my armor because of his corruption of tin. That is a nice spell. Permanent, no matter what, through the whole game. That's pretty intense. And the ghouls in shooting. All that's left is a champion and one guy. But that'll do it, and that'll hold that objective. A Phantom Host goes down. And in combat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 Citizen Spears dead. A Swordmaster or two, maybe just one. No wounds on the Sky Sloop. And just a ton of skeletons. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Jesus. But we stick. Because we were steadfast at that point, I believe. So, we stick. And that ends the game there. It ends up being a victory for me. Now, I didn't get the score off this. I didn't write it down. So, bummer to me. But because of the Lion Chariot, the Bolt Thrower, the Rima Knights, the Lancers, and the Citizen Spears, to which they all, I believe they all died to a man, or if not, less than 25%, it came out to a victory for me. So, oh man, in 2 games in this 1-game tournament, I got 2 wins, and I'm looking at going into game 3, playing for what I assumed would be 3rd place. This has been a 9th Age Battle Report featuring me, the Blob, and thanks for watching.